Hi, it's Kelly Savage with the Butterfly Thoughts Podcast. Welcome, and thank you for joining me as we take our transformation journey, day by day, thought by thought, and we are doing it together. In a few short minutes a day, we provokingly reflect and challenge ourselves into a different perspective, starting with just one thought. I coined them butterfly thoughts because we need to be reminded transformation comes in stages and can bring about beauty for butterflies and our lives. Today's episode is, what is it all about? Do you ever question life? Do you ever ask yourself, what is it all about? Where the days begin to merge together and we seem to be just rolling along with it. Sometimes easier days than others, but all in all, the focus of the bigger picture, if we're even thinking in those terms, don't seem to be quite there in focus. For us to feel that like we're overcoming or having a purpose in the big picture. I do have those moments some days. I've heard of many other people speaking on the same subject. So I'm pretty sure I am safe to say you have had a moment or two to question as well. If you didn't, take a moment and thank God now, because that's pretty great in itself. Today was one of those days where the routine took over in the morning. No big things were happening this morning except the fact that I was surprised I got going. Come on, you had to have one of those mornings. I was proud of myself that I got out the door. Not sure why either. It wasn't a bad weekend. Maybe went to bed a little later than normal, but all in all, my weekend was pretty status quo. Nothing to complain about. I cleaned, cooked, played with puppy, did my paperwork, spent time with husband, went to church, gym both days, and visited a great friend for some girl time. Actually, now that I think about it, I was pretty darn productive. But yet, it was still one of those mornings. So back to feeling proud that I got out the door, I felt the, what is it all about feeling? I turned my radio on and one of my all-time favorites began to play. I, by the way, listen to all types of genres, depending on my mood and if I want to dance and sing in the car or just listen. Yes, I play it very loud at times, and I don't listen to rap and heavy metal. That's just not my thing. But, so up next, one of all my all-time favorites, Hold Me Jesus. Why? I think it soothes and relaxes my soul. It speaks to me and reminds me I always have a place to go, especially on days like this. Just a few minutes along my ride, I came up to quite a large memorial along the road. Here we go. Here's the thought. The ones that I call butterfly thoughts. It snuck through, dropped in, and held the promise that if I take the opportunity, one thought could continue me on to transformation that is lasting in my life. So what was it? It was to take a few minutes and thank God that my family was safe. I was safe. Taking a moment to pray and be thankful just for that. But the bigger picture, the one I was just mentioning, was to lift a prayer for the family and friends who placed flowers at that memorial site. The ones who lost a loved one, and most likely in a very unfortunate, tragic way. Was it a daughter, son, spouse, grandchild? Was it a father, a mother, grandparent? Or that favorite uncle that has always been the only one there in the bad days? I don't know. I can only speculate. But who does know is all those people who put flowers, teddy bears, crosses, and meaningful things at that site. So hug your loved ones today with an extra dose of love in them and gratefulness. Say a prayer. Lift a prayer up for your household. Tell your loved ones how you appreciate them and rekindle thoughtfulness in your relationships. Spend a moment to realize the bigger picture and how even a prayer can be part of that, or a small act of kindness that can change a person's life forever. Sometimes the butterfly thoughts are not always pretty, easy, or peaceful. Sometimes, like this one, they can hit hard. But if we let them, they can also be transforming, starting with us inwardly and having us become part of the bigger picture. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, say a prayer. It does affect things in a great way. This is Kelly Savage with the Butterfly Thoughts Podcast.